Alright, let's go for a quick flight. I'm going to retire my clipboard, and then I'm going to select engine number 1 and start it up. You can see my left engine is turning now, my right engine is not. I'll select engine number 2 and start the right engine. With my engines going, I'm now going to activate all my engines and hook them to my throttle and advance my throttle. You can now see the throttle indicators going up, and you see my manifold pressure gauge right there is indicating 54 pounds of manifold pressure. That's good. That's where we want to be. And we're up. If I take a look at the external view of my aircraft, you can see my landing gear is still down. I'm pressing G for landing gear, and my landing gear will fold up, getting back in my aircraft. Now we can look around in all directions and examine the world by pressing forward on my joystick. My elevator lets my aircraft dive. By rolling to the right and then pulling back on the joystick, I can get into a rapid turn. And we're coming back on our airfield. Here's a little runway. There's a little taxiway. And a runway here. I can actually roll the aircraft all the way around. Do an aileron roll by just pressing to the right. Or I can roll the opposite direction, pressing to the left. Have to play with the elevators a little bit to modify it to maintain constant altitude too. Alright, let's see if we can land this thing. To land it, I want to slow down. I'm throttling all the way back, and I'm lowering my flaps. You can see my flap gauge here dropping down as I do this. Flaps all the way down. That buzzing noise you hear is a warning that I'm going awful slow. I'm going to lower my landing gear. You can see my gear indicator here changing color, turned to green. Exterior view confirms my landing gear is down. Let's go try to align ourselves onto the main runway there. I'm adjusting my trim controls that we haven't talked about. As you get more sophisticated, you'll learn about trim. Makes the airplane a little bit easier to fly when your flaps are down and you're going real slow like this. Here we are. Exterior view. You can see my approach looks pretty good. I want to be landing at about 105 miles an hour or something like that as I get over the beginning of the runway. Here we are. And I'll throttle all the way back and let her settle onto the ground. Pressing brakes, which is mapped to my space bar. And when we come to a complete stop, you can watch my instruments as I turn off the engines. Pressing stop, you see the RPM gauge dropping to 0, manifold pressure going down, oil pressure dropping. Our temperature gauge never did get very high. So that is how we do that. Those are the basic controls of a powerful, high-performance fighter aircraft. Actually, pretty similar to a civil aircraft.